what's happening, everybody? Welcome to my Thursday Q&A. Every Thursday I make these videos. If you don't already know how they work, check the description because I line it all out for you. So let's get started. First question comes from, let me scroll to the top. Wow, lots of questions. Laura Bailey, do you watch movies or documentaries? Have you seen The Mask We Live In? I like both for different reasons. Kind of depends on how I'm feeling at the time. Sometimes I'm more of a documentary person. Sometimes I'm more of a movie person. And I have seen The Mask We Live In. I watched that maybe about a month ago. It's a really, really good documentary. I highly recommend it to everybody, especially men and women to understand men. Mojo522, Van looks sweet. Thanks. By the way, I love your mood lighting. What's left to do? Are you going to buy a memory foam mattress for you and your girlfriend? Already bought the mattress. I'm totally in love with it. It's the most comfortable bed I've ever had in my life. I thought that the last one was, but this one's even more so. And it's a full size, so it's going to be divine, dude. Yeah, this lighting's rad. I actually, I ended up ordering another one that's twice as long so I can double them up. I think it'll look a lot better. Sanctus Vinay, have you ever practiced Christianity? Yes, I have. Muddy Slave Man. Wow, that sounds intense. Have you watched the documentary Transcendental Man, or Transcendent Man? What are your thoughts on the meaning of man and machine in the future? I think that it seems like it's unavoidable. If and when that happens, I will go with the flow or something. I don't know. See what happens, I guess. And no, I have not seen that documentary yet. I'm gonna see if that's on Netflix tonight, actually, or tomorrow night. I got a lot of editing to do still. Victor Principe. I like Principe. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I like that. Have you heard about the window tint that blocks 90% of UV rays? Yeah, my window tint blocks 99 though, so I'm happy about that. A few minutes with J-Man. What's up, J-Man? Could you provide some links to the forums you frequent? No, I cannot, because I don't frequent any anymore. I tend to get kind of obsessed with things and then totally drop them and move on to something else, and then get obsessed with that and drop it and move on to something else. So I technically still a member on a ton of different forums, but I'm not active on any of them right now. Mission RV. Hey Jed, you mentioned a few Q&As ago that you were going to try to make CamCon. Can you still make it next Sunday, the 21st? No, unfortunately, I'm not going to make it. My brakes, I spent all my money that I have left on brakes, and I'm still waiting on some parts to come in. So I would be going up there with less than good brakes, and I just don't have any money. And I'm nearing the end of the month now. I need to wrap it up and really finish things up. I've still got a lot to do. Not that much left on the van, but I've got to clean out the garage. I've got to get rid of all my stuff. I got to figure out how to take things to the dump or whatever, figure out what I need to do. Just won't have money or time, and my van's not ready. So unfortunately, no. Hopefully next year. Living in a van. I noticed you have rope lights in the rebuild of your van. Are you using any additional lights? And you're talking about specifically for this video. The lighting that you see right now is just from these fairy lights, and this is the 33 foot. I think it's 33, maybe it's 31 or something version. The one that I'm getting is actually double, so it's all going to be doubled up. So, and this is on 100. This is on full. So yeah. Let's see here. Wookie Senshi and Davidus Ju. Wow, that's hard for me to pronounce. I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong. Dewi. I'm going to go with that. May I ask how much debt do you have? I have, well, now that I spent $2,000 on my teeth, that was all on credit. Like $7,500 of credit card debt, and I think about $40,000 in student loans. So getting pretty close to $50,000. A lot. I'm hoping, I have a plan to pay off the credit card debt, the student loans. I'm on this plan where pay what you can depending on how much you make right now, so I'm kind of racking up interest, but I'm not having to actually pay them right now. But in the long run, I'm gonna be paying for the interest that I'm accruing right now. But anyway, I have a plan for the credit cards. I figured out exactly how much I owe on each one, and I'm gonna pay off the lowest one and then carry, and I'm paying much higher than the minimum balance on that. And then once that's paid off, I'm going to transfer the amount that I would have paid for that credit card onto the next one, and they're going to snowball like that. I don't know what that plan's called. I've heard of it somewhere. It's going to work for me. I was hoping to be completely out of credit card debt by the end of the year, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anymore unless something really cool comes up. Or I start doing a lot more work besides the haunted house, like real estate photography or something. But I don't want to just like work like all the time to pay off debt. I don't. If there's interest, if I have to pay extra interest and it takes a little longer, so what? I'd rather enjoy my life. It could end at any moment. So yeah, yeah, I am in quite a bit, but I have a plan, and yeah. Rick Walker, before coming up with the current plan for your van, how many did you consider? I didn't have a plan at all until I met Shad with his VW Westphalia that I actually did a tour video of, which was awesome. I was like, this is what I have to do. I have to copy this somehow. This is just like the ideal design. And so I did. And I was originally going to do a rock and roll bed in this thing, just like the VWs have. But the hinges were $100, man. And I was like, I cannot. I mean, even if I had the kind of money to spend $100 on hinges, like, I'm not spending $100 on hinges. That's ridiculous. So I decided on building this design instead, and I think it works just as good, so I'm happy with this. And then once I figured like this out, it was just all adaptations of this main design of the bed that folds up and then comes out, and then having some kind of seating area right here. It's all pretty much been the same thing, just changing small details. Mitchell Haynes, do you think we'll get another bike in the future? And you're referring to motorcycles? Absolutely. No, that's a definite yes. Dual Sport, WR250, maybe a 400 or 450 or whatever they're making now, 426. I don't know what they have now. Depending on how hard it is to make them street legal, but definitely at least a WR250. Dual Sport thing is awesome. I didn't get burnt out on the sport bikes, but a 600 on the street, man, the only way to have fun on that thing is to push it. I grew up on dirt bikes, and I grew up pushing it to the limits, and in order to do that on the street, you're putting yourself and other people in danger and racking up tickets fast. So it's just not worth it to me. It's not fun to putt around on a bike that's that uncomfortable. But if you can get like a dirt bike that's street legal, you can push the limits a little bit, and you can take it off road and go full blast. And so that's like the best of both worlds. And it just seems like it would be so much more fun than the 600 Super Sport. Robert Phillips, I have seen some other people use light wire to charge their house battery from their isolator, and see that you used heavy cable. What is the benefit of using bigger wire versus smaller wire? This is, how do I simplify this? It depends on the amount of energy coming from your alternator. I have a high output alternator. I think it's 140 amp. And I put a big enough wire on there so that it would work with a 200 amp alternator, because I figured if that one goes out, I would just upgrade it to like a super high output, like 200 amp one, and be totally set. So that's basically why I did it. And I would rather have wire that is too big than too small is not good at all. Like, don't do too small. If you fuse it right, you're just going to be blowing fuses. If you don't fuse it right, then you're going to be starting fires. Kayleigh Cochran, so my question is, when your girlfriend gets here, is she going to be part of YouTube vids, or is she camera shy? She's kind of shy, which she's just adorable. Yeah, she's going to be more of a camera girl. She's not looking forward to being on camera at all. She doesn't want to be. She'll still like be in there. It'll kind of be like Casey Neistat's vlogs. Nicetat, thank you for correcting me, whoever just did in the past or whatever. I'm really tired right now. Yeah, so she's probably gonna be more like a camera girl, and kind of just like every once in a while she'll say hi kind of thing, but she doesn't like being the center of attention or being on camera or anything. She really values privacy, so that's how that's gonna be. Sean P, have you ever been to Niagara Falls, and will you stop there on the way? You'd like to buy me a beer? No, I haven't been, and I won't be this time because I gotta get to Salem as fast as possible to start working. They need me there, and I need money bad, and yeah, it's just too far out of the way, and it would take extra time and cost extra money. My priority is to get to Salem and get working. John Smith, would renter's insurance be beneficial to you if something happened to your van? I know it's very cheap, but would renter's insurance cover your solar panels, laptop, fridge, batteries, etc.? Vehicle insurance does not cover anything. I only have liability because that's all I can really afford right now. Wilburson made a really, really, really good video. He did a lot of research on this stuff, and he made a video about this. Renter's insurance won't work, as far as I'm aware, for vehicles, but you can get, I think it's called personal property insurance. Find his video. It's definitely on his channel. Was made within the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, maybe sooner. Maybe someone can link it for you. Yeah, he's got an amazing video on that. He knows way more about it than I do, which is almost nothing. Let's see here. Eamon, wow, Eamon? Is that how you say that? Eamon McCarthy? That's a cool name. I'm in the research phase of my van adventures and planning on stealth camping in the cities. I'm interested in getting a high top, but worried that it will compromise my stealth. What do you think it is worth getting a high top? You know what, sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I had a high top. And most of the time, I don't even think about it. I just adapted to it. It's normal now. Once you get used to something, you don't even think about it anymore. It's pushed out of your awareness, and it's just whatever. If you're fit, in shape, probably like younger, and your back is good, I wouldn't worry about the high top. And it also depends on the way you lay out the van, because the way I had this thing laid out before, I really needed a high top because there's no way I could sit straight up, and that was just destroying my back. The way it is now, I could sit straight up, so it's no big deal. But you got to keep in mind that you're going to be hunched over, man. Like, I'm 5'7" too, and look at how hunched over I am just walking around in here. You can adapt to that. You can get used to it. It'll strengthen your back over time, but if you've already got a weak back or something, don't do it. As far as it affecting your stealth, I think that has more to do with not bringing attention to yourself. There's plenty of vans. I don't know what country you're in, but in America, in the U.S., there are plenty of high-top vans, just conversion vans all over the place, and most people don't suspect that anyone's living in there. If it's obvious, if you have like blinds down on your windows and you have some kind of containers out back or something, if it's obvious you live in it, then it doesn't matter if it's a high top or not. If it looks clean and it just looks like someone's vehicle that they just left out there, parked on the side of the street, then I don't think you have anything to worry about, and I don't think you have to have a white windowless van to be stealth. I think stealth can be many different kinds of vehicles. It's about blending in and not standing out. It's just various ways that works and doesn't work. So I would kind of count the high top out of the stealth part. I wouldn't worry about that. Figure out what you need for you and the kind of design you want. Mr. Harmonizer, got anything planned for your 30th? Nope. Probably recording vids and editing and having fun and talking to my girl and wishing she was here with me. Eric Draper, how do you tackle and diagnose wear and tear from long trips? I do not have any specific answers to your specific questions about your vehicle. As far as how I figure things out, Google searches, man. YouTube videos, forums, blogs, stuff like that. Florida Scrub Life, when are you going to fix your brakes? Put front pads on, new rotors and wheel bearings on the way. Missing one part for the back brakes, and those are going to be all new as well. So my brakes are going to be all new, and it's going to be awesome. They were kind of expensive. I had to spend like $200 or so on all the parts. But it'll be worth it. I'll be safe. And my brakes were really, really, really bad. So it's necessary. Off-grid jungle self-sufficiency. How much did you pay for your website? What kind? Your video editing. Have you done any recent vids on what you use? I have not done any vids on my editing yet. I should do that very soon. As far as my website, I have people trying to hack into my website every single day. So I do not feel comfortable putting that information out for the world to see, because I'm not sure if it's a viewer who's doing that yet. So if you'd like to email me, I would be more than happy to discuss this with you, the specifics of that. But it did cost less than what you're paying. And before you sign up for hosting or domains, there's almost all the major, whether it's HostGator or Bluehost or GoDaddy or any of them, have coupons. You can get like killer deals. So I plan to just kind of hop around every time I need to renew. Edward Ching, if I install a roof vent on my solar on my Astro Cargo, should I consider getting a roof rack? I don't know. That's totally up to you. It will definitely add stealth, because like when there's a roof rack on there, people see the roof rack before they see the vent or the solar panels. If they see just the solar panels, it would be like, ooh, solar panels. Either someone looks in there, or ooh, I could sell those and get some crack. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely put a roof vent on there. As far as putting it in the middle, like Traveling Troy's, the factory roof rack that I have on my van will not hinder that because the centerpieces you can move back and forth. Okay, John Farrar. John, I'm gonna call you John Ferrari because I don't know how to pronounce your last name. What is the status of selling your stuff? How much stuff do you have stored at mom and dad's house? Too much stuff. I have not sold enough, and the stuff I have sold, I have lost like everything on. Don't buy anything unless you plan on keeping it forever and using it forever. That is my new thing that I understand. All the stuff that I bought that I thought was so cool is like, just pretty much throwing it away. Chet Wise, curious if you ever take your dog on any road trips. Does she know any cool tricks? She's incredibly intelligent and empathetic. I think that is a trick in itself. It's amazing how perceptive she is and how sensitive she is. It's absolutely incredible. I have not taken her on any trips. She's technically my parents' dog, but she's kind of my dog. And she wouldn't fit in this van. She's I think 110 pounds or something. German Shepherd. She's way too big for this van. And she's getting old. Her hips are kind of going out and stuff. So this wouldn't work for her at all. She does love going on rides though, short ones. OTR 411. How come you don't have a CB radio installed in your van? Up to this point, it's kind of been all the money that I have goes towards paying bills, gas, and food, and I haven't really had enough. And investing in camera stuff for the channel, I haven't really had enough to. I don't know. I kind of consider the CB thing like a toy. It would be cool to have one though. I'd feel like a trucker or something, and that is true. It could come in handy under certain circumstances. I always assumed that I always have my cell phone, but I kind of realized that I don't have service everywhere. So that is a good idea to have a CB. But that is the reason why I don't have one. And our last two questions come from Aaron the Anarchist, and is how much stock would a woodstock stock if a woodstock could stock wood? And your second question is how much dub would a dubstep step if a dubstep could step dub? Damn, I'm good at that. Why is the sky blue? Thank you guys so much for watching. Love yourself.